The universe responds to vibration. Every word, every thought, every feeling you release into the atmosphere sets something in motion. Nothing is lost. Nothing is wasted. Your words are seeds, and the universe is the soil that never says no. It only says, yes, let it be done. Speak in fear, and the universe answers with circumstances that reflect fear. Speak in faith, and the universe answers with opportunities that reflect faith. Vibration is law, and law is exact. Just as a tuning fork will cause another tuning fork of the same pitch to vibrate across the room, so your words send out a frequency that draws back to you its match. This is why words are never casual. They are living currents of energy, carrying the blueprint of your destiny. When you say, I can never afford that, the universe agrees and closes the door. When you say, money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways, the universe agrees and begins to move resources, people, and opportunities in your direction. The vibration is neutral. It is your words that make it rich or poor, strong or weak, full or empty. To live in harmony with this law, you must tune your words to the vibration you desire. Speak abundance, and you step into the rhythm of abundance. Speak lack, and you step into the rhythm of lack. There is no escape from this truth. The universe is always listening, and it always responds. Words are carriers of power. They are not light, they are not empty, and they are never without effect. Every syllable you release goes forth clothed in energy, wrapped in vibration, and charged with creation. Words are invisible messengers that travel into the unseen and return with visible results. When you speak, you are not simply communicating. You are building, shaping, commanding, and releasing forces that obey. A word spoken in anger can cut deeper than a sword. A word spoken in love can heal a broken heart. A word of fear can paralyze a dream, while a word of courage can launch an entire destiny. Do you not see? The tongue is the pen of the spirit, writing the script of your life. Your words are never neutral. They are either planting or uprooting, creating or destroying, lifting or tearing down. Money itself listens to words. Speak of it as if it is scarce, hard to find, always running away, and you push it further. Speak of it as flowing, abundant, ever arriving, and you magnetize it into your life. Words are the bridges between thought and manifestation, between desire and fulfillment. The words you declare with conviction are creative decrees, and creation must obey. If you say, I never have enough, you have signed a contract with lack. If you say, I am always supplied, you have opened the treasury of heaven. If you say, I am in debt, you keep yourself chained. If you say, I am free, prosperous, and wealthy, the chains must break. Words do not return void. They come home carrying the harvest of what you have sown. Therefore, guard your tongue as you would guard treasure. Do not squander it on idle chatter, complaint, or fear. Let your words be chosen with care, rich with faith, soaked with gratitude, alive with expectancy. For every word is a carrier of power, and every word you speak is shaping the wealth, the opportunities, and the destiny of your life. Money has its own frequency. Just as music vibrates at tones and pitches that stir the soul, money too moves in rhythm, responding to the notes you play with your words and thoughts. You cannot tune a violin to disharmony and expect it to produce a beautiful melody, and you cannot tune your speech to fear, worry, or complaint and expect money to sing in your life. Money is alive. It is energy. It flows, it moves, it responds. It does not respond to desperation or doubt, for these are static, heavy vibrations that choke the current. It responds to harmony, to confidence, to gratitude, to expectancy. When you speak with conviction, when you affirm your supply, when you declare abundance with faith, you are tuning yourself to the frequency that money understands. Think of it like a radio station. If you want to hear the music of prosperity, you cannot remain dialed into the channel of lack. You must adjust the dial of your words, your thoughts, your feelings until you are aligned with the station where money is already playing. Every declaration of wealth, every word of gratitude, every affirmation of abundance is a fine adjustment on the tuner of your life. And when the signal is clear, money rushes in, drawn by the harmony you have set. Many people repel money without even knowing it. They speak words of struggle. It's too hard, I'll never make it. Money always slips away. Those words are discord, jangling notes that push prosperity out of reach. But when one begins to say, money flows to me freely, easily, and in perfect ways, the tone changes, the music shifts, the vibration aligns, and money, like a faithful servant, comes when it hears its name spoken in faith. Gratitude is one of the highest frequencies of money. A grateful heart, expressed in grateful words, plays the sweetest song prosperity has ever heard. Fear closes the door, but thanksgiving flings it wide open. Expectancy is another. When you speak as if money is already on its way, as if the supply is already here, the universe has no choice but to deliver what you have believed and spoken. So tune yourself daily. Tune your words to the pitch of prosperity. Let every sentence ring with wealth, every affirmation resound with harmony, every declaration carry the rhythm of abundance. For money has its own frequency, and when you match it with your speech, it cannot resist you. It must flow, it must multiply, it must answer the call of your vibration. Speech sets mental atmosphere. The words you speak are not just sounds thrown into the air. They are architects of the invisible, builders of the climate in which you live. You walk every day in the weather of your own declarations. Some live under storms of doubt because their lips are always full of complaint. Others live under sunshine and open skies because their words radiate faith, expectancy, and gratitude. The atmosphere of your mind is not formed by accident. It is designed by the language you release. Your speech is like the air you breathe, silent but powerful, unseen but shaping everything around you. When you speak words of strength, you create an atmosphere of confidence. When you speak words of wealth, you create an atmosphere where opportunities thrive. When you speak words of gratitude, you fill your environment with the perfume of abundance. And when you speak words of fear, you create an atmosphere heavy with shadows that suffocates prosperity. Money responds to atmosphere. A wealthy atmosphere is one where faith is spoken daily, where gratitude is a constant song, where declarations of supply fill the air. Just as plants grow in fertile soil and wither in poor ground, so money grows in the rich soil of prosperous speech and dies in the barren ground of negative talk. If the climate of your words is scarcity, you will attract scarcity. If the climate of your words is plenty, you will attract plenty. Notice how people who always talk of bills, debts, and struggle seem to attract more of the same. Their speech creates a stormy mental climate, and in that storm, prosperity cannot land. But those who speak of freedom, supply, opportunity, and increase carry a different weather. They walk in sunshine, and money finds its way to them because the atmosphere welcomes it. Your words set the tone of your home, your business, your relationships, your very life. If you want to shift your world, shift your speech. Say, I am abundantly supplied, every need is met, money flows to me now. Say it until the very air around you vibrates with the conviction of it. Fill your conversations with faith, season your words with thanksgiving. Refuse to allow complaint to poison your atmosphere, for speech sets mental atmosphere, and atmosphere attracts experience. If you want prosperity, then breathe prosperity into your environment with every word you speak. Speak light, speak wealth, speak gratitude, speak supply, and soon the climate of your life will reflect the heaven you have declared. Idle speech is expensive. Many people imagine that words are light, that casual chatter, gossip, complaint, or careless declarations vanish into nothing. But nothing could be further from truth. Every word is a seed, and every seed bears fruit. Idle words are not harmless. They are costly checks written against your own abundance, and sooner or later the debt must be paid. To complain about money is to spend money in reverse. To say, I'm always broke, is to purchase poverty with the currency of your tongue. To joke about debt, to repeat phrases of lack, to give voice to fear, These are withdrawals from the great bank of supply. You may not see the deduction immediately, but the law is precise. The ledger is kept in the invisible, and idle speech writes lines on its pages. Think of the atmosphere of a garden. Words of gratitude are like rain. They water the soil of prosperity. Words of affirmation are like sunlight. They warm the seeds of abundance, but idle words, words of fear, complaint, gossip, and doubt are like poison in that same soil. They choke the life of wealth before it can rise. You may labor and plant with effort, but if your speech is careless, your harvest will wither. Idle speech creates invisible contracts. To say, "Nothing ever works for me," is to sign an agreement with failure. To say, "I can't afford it," is to contract with lack. To say, "Money slips through my fingers," is to employ loss as a servant. These are agreements made with your own voice, and they bind you until they are broken by stronger, faith-filled words. Why is idle speech so expensive? Because words never return void. They do not disappear into the air. They travel, they gather, they magnetize. Every complaint calls forth more to complain about. Every declaration of shortage attracts more shortage. Every careless phrase sets in motion currents that circle back to the speaker. The law of vibration is exact and impartial. It delivers precisely what the tongue demands, whether or not the demand was made in jest, in anger, or in ignorance. Guard your words, for they are treasure. A single affirmation, spoken with conviction, can open doors no man could open. A single careless phrase, repeated often, can close doors no effort can pry apart. You cannot afford idle speech. The price is too high, the harvest too costly. Instead, let your lips release only what you are willing to multiply. Let your tongue speak only what you are willing to live. If you must speak, speak life. If you must declare, declare abundance. If you must repeat, repeat gratitude. Train your tongue to become a faithful servant rather than a reckless master. For idle speech is expensive, but wise speech is wealth. Words spoken with care, filled with faith, and charged with gratitude build fortunes that cannot be shaken. They set in motion blessings that flow endlessly, multiplying supply, expanding opportunity, and creating abundance wherever they go. Speak with purpose, speak with vision, speak as though your words are coins of gold, for they are, and when you spend them with intention, the universe pays you back with increase pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Affirmations are commands. They are not wishes. They are not fragile hopes whispered into the air. They are royal decrees spoken with the authority of spirit. When you affirm, you are not asking life to consider your request. You are commanding the universe to align with your word. Every affirmation is law in motion. Every declaration is a spiritual order stamped with power, and the unseen must obey. The mistake most people make is to treat affirmations as if they are polite suggestions. They repeat words timidly, doubting in their hearts, canceling the decree before it has time to take root. But affirmations are not recitations. They are commands issued from the throne of consciousness. The moment you say, "I am abundantly supplied, money flows to me now," you are sending forth a vibration that arranges conditions, influences people, opens doors, and summons resources. It is not poetry, it is power. Think of the general who commands an army. He does not whisper his orders. He does not wonder if the soldiers will obey. He speaks with authority, and movement follows his word. Your affirmations must carry that same certainty. You speak as the commander of your life, knowing that the troops of opportunity, wealth, and supply are waiting for direction. When you declare, they move. When you hesitate, they stand still. Affirmations are not limited by present appearance. The power of command is greater than what the eyes see. You may look at an empty wallet, a dwindling account, a debt that seems insurmountable, but the affirmation overrides appearances. It reaches into the unseen where supply already exists in abundance, and it calls that supply into manifestation. I am rich in divine substance. Every need is met. Money comes to me easily and endlessly. Say it not as a question, but as a command, and watch as circumstances rearrange themselves to obey. Some will say, "But I have spoken affirmations, and nothing happened." The truth is, they spoke them as suggestions, not commands. They spoke them once or twice, then canceled them with words of doubt. Affirmations gain force through consistency, through repetition soaked with conviction. Just as water carves stone by flowing continuously, affirmations carve reality when they are spoken daily with unwavering faith. You must also remember that silence after a decree is part of the command. Once the king issues his order, he does not chase after the messenger asking, "Did they obey? Will they listen?" He knows it is done. So must you, after affirming, hold your silence, do not dig up the seed with worry, rest in certainty, affirm, and let the word do its work, and let forgiveness and gratitude accompany your affirmations. Forgiveness clears the way, removing the debris that blocks manifestation. Gratitude multiplies the supply that is already on its way. Affirmations without forgiveness are hindered, and affirmations without gratitude are weakened. But when you affirm with a clear heart and a thankful spirit, the command is unstoppable. Every word you declare is building the structure of your reality. Speak weakness, and weakness obeys. Speak strength, and strength appears. Speak poverty, and poverty answers. Speak wealth, and wealth comes running. The choice is always yours, and the power is always in your mouth. So affirm boldly, affirm fearlessly, affirm consistently. Let your words be spoken with the authority of one who knows they are backed by universal law. Say it in the morning, say it in the night, say it until your atmosphere vibrates with certainty. I am rich, I am supplied, I am prosperous, I live in overflowing abundance. These are not fragile hopes, these are royal commands, and when you issue them with faith, the universe bends to your decree. Forgiveness as a frequency reset. Many search for abundance, for wealth, for freedom, yet they cannot understand why the flow of supply feels blocked, why prosperity seems delayed, why opportunities slip through their hands. They speak affirmations, they declare prosperity, they visualize success, but something in the atmosphere feels heavy, sluggish, resistant. The truth is simple. Unforgiveness is clogging the channel. Resentment, bitterness, and anger are low vibrations that tangle the flow of supply. You cannot vibrate with abundance while holding on to chains of the past. Forgiveness is the reset button. Think of your words and thoughts as a frequency, like music. When tuned to gratitude, faith, and expectancy, the song is sweet and prosperity dances to its rhythm. But when tuned to bitterness and resentment, the music becomes discordant, out of tune, unable to attract the harmony of wealth. Forgiveness changes the tune. It clears the static. It retunes the instrument of your soul so that your words can sing the song of prosperity once more. Many carry grudges like heavy stones in their pockets, wondering why their steps toward success feel so slow. Resentment is weight, anger is baggage, bitterness is quicksand. These are not just emotions. They are vibrations, and they echo in your speech. Even when you declare abundance, if your heart is filled with unforgiveness, the vibration is split, and the command goes out confused. The universe does not respond to confusion, it responds to clarity. Forgiveness brings that clarity. It frees the heart, and with it, the voice regains its power. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is strength, for it releases you from the prison of the past. Every time you say, "I forgive," you are not excusing injustice. You are reclaiming your energy, your vibration, your wealth. You are saying, "I refuse to let this memory dictate the atmosphere of my life. I choose to live in the frequency of abundance." Forgiveness is not about others, it is about you. It unlocks the door you unknowingly closed against your own prosperity. The law of vibration is precise. You cannot speak abundance from a bitter heart and expect it to multiply. You cannot affirm wealth while secretly nursing anger, for the two tones clash. But when you release, when you let go, when you cleanse the heart with forgiveness, your words rise pure and powerful, vibrating on the same frequency as money itself. Gratitude flows naturally from a forgiven heart. Forgiveness and gratitude walk hand in hand, one clearing the way, the other filling it with abundance. Forgive, and you reset the vibration. Reset, and you speak with fresh power. Speak with fresh power, and the universe responds with supply. This is the rhythm, the law, the unchanging sequence of spiritual abundance. Forgiveness is the hidden prosperity key. It is the tuning fork that brings your soul back into alignment with the music of wealth. Without it, your affirmations are like instruments out of tune, striving but strained. With it, your affirmations become symphonies, clear, strong, irresistible. Forgiveness resets the frequency so that every word you speak carries the vibration of abundance, and money flows freely once more. Gratitude multiplies wealth. It is not just a polite gesture, not just a whispered thank you, tossed into the air. It is a vibration, a frequency, a spiritual magnet that pulls prosperity closer and multiplies it in your life. Gratitude is one of the highest frequencies you can release, and when spoken aloud, it becomes a call that money cannot resist. Where complaint shuts the door, gratitude flings it open. Where fear chokes the flow, gratitude expands it. Gratitude is multiplication in action. When you are thankful for what you have, no matter how small, you create the climate for more. When you say, I bless the money in my hand, I bless the supply on its way, I bless the abundance that surrounds me, you set in motion currents of increase. Gratitude says to the universe, this is good, send more of it. And the universe always answers. Many people wait to be thankful until the supply shows up, but true gratitude is expressed in advance. It is the declaration of wealth before the money arrives, the thanksgiving for bills paid before the payment is seen, the celebration of abundance before the evidence appears. This kind of gratitude is faith in action, and faith always multiplies. To say, thank you for the money flowing to me now, even as the purse feels empty, is to tune your words to the vibration of wealth. Soon, the supply must match the song. Gratitude transforms the atmosphere. A house where thanksgiving is spoken feels light, alive, magnetic. Money moves easily into that atmosphere. A home filled with complaint feels heavy, closed, resistant. Money avoids that climate. Your words are the architects of your environment, and gratitude builds the richest atmosphere in which prosperity grows. Even the smallest act of thanksgiving carries great power. Bless the coin in your hand, and it multiplies. Bless the food on your table, and more food comes. Bless the opportunities before you, and greater opportunities appear. The grateful word does not merely describe the present. It commands the future. It says, more of this shall come, and so it does. Gratitude also heals the heart. It clears bitterness, dissolves envy, lifts the weight of comparison. A grateful heart cannot be poor, for even in little it sees much. And because it sees much, it attracts more. Gratitude multiplies because it expands perception. It opens the eyes to see abundance where others see nothing. That vision itself draws wealth closer, and the spoken word of thanks seals it into manifestation. So speak gratitude daily. Say, thank you for the money flowing to me. Thank you for the opportunities that open before me. Thank you for the abundance that is my birthright. Say it in the morning, say it at night. Say it until your very speech hums with thanksgiving. For gratitude multiplies wealth, and the more you speak it, the greater your supply becomes. Vision made vocal is vision set into motion. A vision that remains locked in the mind is like a seed left in a packet. It has the potential for a mighty harvest, but unless it is spoken, unless it is planted in the soil of sound, it cannot grow. The spoken word is the water, the sunlight, the activation that brings vision to life. Every time you declare your vision aloud, you give it breath, you give it shape, you call it from the invisible into the visible. The universe does not respond to silent wishes. It responds to vibration, and vibration is released through sound. Thought alone has energy, but when thought is clothed in words, it gains command. Words are the royal garments of vision. They take the invisible idea and present it to the world as a decree. Say, I am wealthy, I am supplied, my business prospers, my path unfolds with ease, and you set unseen forces to work. Speak nothing, and nothing stirs. Vision made vocal separates dreamers from creators. A dreamer imagines wealth but never declares it. A creator imagines wealth, speaks it, and watches doors open in response. When you declare your vision, you align your vibration with its reality. You tell the universe, this is who I am, this is what I command, this is the life I accept. And the universe, ever obedient, begins to arrange circumstances, people, and opportunities to match the command. The power of vocalized vision is seen throughout history. Leaders, prophets, innovators, creators, they all spoke their visions before others could see them. They declared what was not yet visible and called it into being. The same law is alive in you. The wealth you desire, the freedom you crave, the opportunities you seek. They are waiting for your voice. Silence can protect a vision in its infancy, but silence cannot manifest it. At some point, the vision must be spoken. A farmer may hide a seed in his barn for a season, but it will never grow until planted. So too, your vision must be spoken into the soil of the universe. Speak it in faith. Speak it in confidence. Speak it until it becomes the atmosphere of your life. Every declaration is a brushstroke painting the picture of your reality. Speak in fear, and your vision is painted with shadows. Speak in faith, and your vision glows with light. Words build the structure that your life eventually moves into. If you want wealth, speak wealth. If you want freedom, speak freedom. If you want opportunity, speak opportunity. Let your vision be made vocal and watch the invisible rise into form. Vision is not just what you see with your eyes closed. It is what you dare to say with your mouth open. And when your words are filled with faith, gratitude, and expectation, your vision cannot stay hidden. It must unfold, it must manifest, it must come alive because the law is unchanging. Vision made vocal becomes vision made real. Consistency creates resonance. A single word of faith is powerful, but a steady stream of faith-filled words builds an atmosphere so strong that nothing can break it. One declaration may spark a flame, but repeated declarations kindle a fire that cannot be quenched. Consistency is the rhythm that teaches the universe the song of your desire. Each time you speak in alignment with your vision, you strike the same note, and over time the vibration grows stronger, clearer, undeniable. Resonance is not built in a moment, it is built in repetition. When you speak wealth today and lack tomorrow, the vibration is broken, the signal interrupted. But when you speak wealth today, tomorrow, and the next day, the note becomes steady, and the universe responds to its unwavering sound. Just as a tuning fork held long enough will cause another to vibrate, so your consistent words cause life itself to vibrate with your intention. Many fail not because they lack power, but because they lack persistence. They speak abundance for a week, then complain the next. They declare prosperity in the morning and speak of struggle at night. In doing so, they send mixed signals to the universe, but the law is exact. It responds not to confusion, but to clarity. Consistency clears the static. It tells the universe, this is who I am, this is what I believe, this is what I accept, and nothing less. Think of water dripping on stone. One drop makes no mark, but drop after drop, day after day, the stone is carved. So too, your words carve reality. Each consistent word cuts deeper into the fabric of the unseen until the pattern of your vision appears. Consistency is the sculptor's chisel, shaping life into the form you decree. Resonance is harmony, and harmony attracts. When your words are steady, your vibration becomes magnetic. Money, opportunity, and supply are drawn to the rhythm you maintain. They hear the consistent song of abundance and cannot help but move toward it. Just as birds are drawn to the steady call of their flock, so wealth is drawn to the steady sound of your faith-filled speech. Consistency also builds inner strength. Each time you repeat your declaration, you train your mind to believe it more fully. What begins as words becomes conviction. What begins as practice becomes power. The more consistent you are, the more natural abundance consciousness becomes, until it is no longer effort. It is identity. You do not try to speak wealth. You simply speak as wealth. So choose your words and repeat them daily. Say, I am wealthy, I am supplied. Money flows to me with ease. I live in abundance. Say it when you feel it. Say it when you don't. Say it until the words themselves vibrate in your bones. For consistency creates resonance, and resonance draws reality into alignment. What you speak with persistence becomes the atmosphere of your life, and in time, the evidence of your world. Faith-filled words are shields. They stand as invisible armor, surrounding your life, guarding your mind, protecting your path. Every word spoken in faith becomes a wall against fear, a barrier against doubt, a shield against lack. Just as a warrior raises a shield to deflect arrows, you raise faith-filled words to deflect the negative vibrations that try to invade your atmosphere. Life is full of voices, voices of fear, voices of limitation, voices of discouragement. If left unchallenged, those voices take root. But when you answer them with words of faith, you block their power. Fear says, you will fail. Your faith replies, I am destined to prosper. Doubt whispers, you don't have enough. Your faith declares, my supply is endless. Each time you answer fear with faith, you lift the shield higher, and the fiery darts of negativity fall harmlessly away. Faith-filled words also guard the imagination. The mind is the workshop of creation, and if it is polluted with worry, the creations are weak. But when faith-filled words circle the mind, they keep it pure, focused, powerful. They guard your vision until it can manifest. They protect your atmosphere until your abundance breaks through. A shield must be lifted daily, not occasionally. One declaration of faith may block a moment of doubt, but consistent declarations of faith build an impenetrable wall. Speak your faith every morning. I walk in abundance. Money flows to me. I am secure. I am provided for. I am free. Speak it at night. I am shielded by divine supply. I rest in wealth. I am safe in prosperity's flow. With every repetition, the shield grows stronger. Faith-filled words do not only defend, they also attract. They keep out the arrows of fear while drawing in the opportunities of wealth. Like a magnetic field, your words of faith repel what does not belong and draw what does. They are not passive. They are active, vibrating with power, resonating with abundance. So lift your shield, guard your life, protect your path with words that vibrate with trust, with expectancy, with certainty. For in the realm of vibration, every word is a weapon or a shield. Fear-filled words open the door to lack, but faith-filled words close it. Fear-filled words weaken the spirit, but faith-filled words strengthen it. Faith-filled words are shields, and those who carry them walk through life undefeated. Living in money consciousness is not about chasing money. It is about embodying the vibration where money flows naturally. It is stepping into a state of being where wealth is not something you pursue, but something you magnetize. To live in money consciousness is to walk each day with the awareness that abundance is your natural condition, that supply is always present, that prosperity is not outside of you but within you, waiting to be expressed. Money consciousness is a mental atmosphere. It is the invisible climate you carry that determines whether opportunities notice you, whether wealth finds you, whether doors open for you. A person who lives in lack consciousness repels money without knowing it. Their words, their thoughts, their very vibration whisper, there is not enough. But the one who lives in money consciousness radiates increase. Their words declare supply, their thoughts align with wealth, their energy says there is more than enough. And because the universe responds to vibration, supply rushes to meet them. To live in money consciousness is to become aware of how you speak. Idle complaints, careless remarks about not having enough, jokes about being broke. All of these chip away at the atmosphere of abundance. But words of faith, gratitude, and vision fortify it. Every time you affirm, money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. You are not only speaking, you are living in money consciousness. This consciousness transforms the way you see the world. You no longer look at a bill with fear, you bless it and say, "Thank you for the supply that covers this and more." You no longer shrink from opportunity, you recognize it as wealth answering your vibration. You no longer envy the prosperity of others, because you know their abundance affirms that wealth is in circulation and yours is on the way. Money consciousness is also consistency. It is not a momentary affirmation followed by hours of doubt. It is a steady rhythm of faith-filled speech, gratitude, and vision. It is building such a strong vibration that even when appearances look empty, your inner atmosphere says, "I am rich, I am supplied, my abundance is here." And because vibration always precedes manifestation, the outer world must eventually reflect the inner truth. Living in money consciousness means you stop living from fear and start living from faith. It means you stop asking, "Will there be enough?" and start declaring, "There is always enough." It means you shift from chasing money to commanding it with your words and your vibration. This state is not reserved for a few. It is available to anyone who chooses it, but it must be chosen daily. Each word, each thought, each response to life is a choice: lack consciousness or money consciousness, fear or faith, complaint or gratitude, vision or despair. What you choose consistently becomes the atmosphere of your life, and that atmosphere is the magnet of your wealth. Living in money consciousness is living in freedom. It is the freedom of knowing that wealth flows, that opportunities come, that supply is unlimited. It is walking in peace because you no longer doubt the law, you live it. And as long as you live in money consciousness, money must live with you.